What's up? What's up? Hello, hello. Showing 0 online, 21 seconds in. 1 thumbs up, thank you. How are you? What is going on? William Gaff, what's up, man? Dallas B, what's up? Yoder, how are you? Empty, Vaquero, Jonathan Cam, Big O, Chuck Peoples, what's up? Byron Roberts, what's going on? RBD, J Vowels, what's up? Tattooed, what's going on? How are you? Shun 808, Bill Magnum, what's up? Kerber, what's going on? Cody, Walter Mullins, Medi, what's up? Ran over to Dixon, picked the excursion back up from one of my guys. He just bought a new car, so we had to jockey some cars around. While we were there, there's a little Amish built shed place there. They have some very cool chicken tractors. They're all aluminum, all TIG welded, badass. Wheels, very easy to move. They're 12 by 10. Heavy duty, heavy tarp over the tops, vinyl coated heavy tarps. Real badass. So I'm standing in there. I'm like, I can stand up in here. Amanda comes in, and then the door closes, and we're trapped inside this fucking thing. She couldn't get it with a pin. She couldn't get it with several things. I'm like, I'm just going to cut the wire. We'll come back tomorrow, tell them we'd cut the wire, and we'll just buy this. I want to buy one anyways. They're probably going to tell me that these two are already sold. If we cut the wire, they'll just have to sell it to us. But she had some chopsticks. She was able to reach through finally and get us out of there. Raining in Memphis. No rain here yet. It's supposed to be really bad storms coming in. Can't believe I missed the woodland butt packs. Yeah, we put them up, man. We sent a text out. When you guys see that shit, like, you got to stop what you're doing right then. Shipping spent mag pouches, right on. Aaron Meyer, how are you? Diana Tillery, what's up? Time to do work. What are you doing? All is well, Southeast Texas. Supposed to storm. Yeah, we're supposed to have some serious storms coming through. They're talking tornadoes tomorrow. Hit the thumbs up. Yeah, 37 online, 32 thumbs ups. We do have something new coming. Oh, maybe you guys know about them already. Or maybe you don't. Maybe I'm not supposed to show you these yet. What grain mill were you talking about the other day? Looking for something to crack, grind my own wheat. The gold standard is the Country Living Grain Mill. Country Living Grain Mill that's the hands down. That's the best in the industry for non-electric preppers. Ryan Ray, what's up? The Easter bunnies were on the email. I heard chicken eggs went 100% increase for a flat in Florida. Is that verified by? It is. $18 for 6. It is. Everything is up, man. The feed prices all just went up. Our feed prices from last week to this week just went up $3 more a bag. And that's the lowest one that went up. I think the highest was like $5 a bag. Tractor Supply, several people told me that they raised the prices 20% on all their feed yesterday. Anything decent that's not 600-ish? What are we talking about? No, you get what you pay for. You can absolutely buy a $100 grain mill, and that's what you're going to have. And like, what are you buying it for? Are you buying it because you want to make flour right now, or are you buying it because you want to make flour for the rest of your life and if the world ends? Because if you want to make flour right now, just buy the General Electric one. It's what is it, 350 bucks? It's going to make flour just like the flour you buy in the store that you're used to using. The Country Living grain mill, non-electric, will also make flour very close to what you're used to using from the store. $100 grain mill doesn't make flour anything like what you're used to using. Hell of a windstorm going through Colorado, 70-mile crazy. Country Living with a motorized device. How much is the motorized device for it? Because I don't think it was 750 bucks. When I bought it, or she said 600-ish, or he said, oh, I think I paid like 350 for that thing. Tried watching your video last night after your live feed cut me off at 46 minutes. Couldn't finish last 40 minutes. The iPad died. It's been doing that. The iPad just dies, and I can wait for it to reboot, or I can just leave it, but I can't like end it and publish it. So yeah, it's the Putin price increase, you silly guys. So just, don't you know, it's the Putin price increase. So I think I'm going to use a solar panel for my heat light on my chicken coop. Any suggestions to make that work? Solar and battery. You're going to have a battery. Solar, battery, probably charge controller also. Well, definitely charge controller. So you're going to put a lot of money into that to do that. Can you not just run extension cords? New York City shooter is weird story. Just looked at it. Several flashbangs used. Okay, this is the very first I've heard flashbang. Smoke grenade, and he was wearing a gas mask. And then all of a sudden they were making the story sound like this mass shooter had a rifle, right? Now I'm hearing it was a Glock 17. But this is the very first I've heard flashbang. So, anybody need a multicam? I don't even have a tag on this thing. Anybody need a multicam micro rig, AKM4 micro? We're about to run those. Fanny packs, multicam black fanny packs are online. Arid fanny packs are online. Raid fanny packs are online. Butt packs apparently have all sold out. I have 6 mag stacked chest rigs going. If you would like one of those, let me know. I will put one online so you can make sure to get one. Those things will be done in a day or so here. We are going to do 8 mag stacks. I put one online for a dude to order, so that generates an order. If you would like one and you want to get in for sure on that run, send me an email. I will put it online so that you can be sure to get one of those. More Arid fanny packs are done. We have tons of belt keepers if you need a belt keepers. We have micro Cox multicam black red. So many different color patterns, it's getting confusing. Yeah, I still do dog collars. If you order just a normal dog collar, we can do that. If you order the 175s or anything, I can't do them right now. Ordered a Raid fanny pack not long ago. You mean not long ago as in this evening, because they were never even an option until I created it a couple hours ago. HYDD nice grain grinder, 50 bucks. No idea what that is, but I promise you, I fucking promise you, it does not create flour anything like you have ever seen in your life. Jim Griffin, how are you? Found a company that makes a kit to add a 7,500 watt solar panel to your vehicle hood, help reduce the drain. Yes, I've seen, there's many of those, Ryan Ray. There's some that are specific to Toyota that mount on the hood via like 3M double-sided adhesive. There's some very cool looking ones. Most of them don't put out near the fucking power that a similar sized panel would if you just roof mounted it. Most of them are very underpowered, especially for the price you pay for them. Are we still making lunch bags? Not currently. If there's, I don't think we have any orders out there. Ordered a battery wallet, already have tracking, right on. I didn't know anything about, I knew you said you did. I don't ever touch the orders, very rarely. Was the New York thing just another FBI kidnapping attempt? I haven't watched a news story. I don't know about that. Apparently 16 people, there were people actually shot, right? The more crazier thing, if you haven't seen it, which you guys were trying to tell me about last night, the snake venom thing, right? There's a video. I hear a frog. Must be inside here or close to the door. The crazier thing is the snake venom and the researcher who was murdered and shot to death in his lab, and then conveniently outside of the building, his supposed shooter was also shot to death. That's a very crazy story. The video on it is about an hour long where they spell it all out. If you haven't seen it, you should absolutely watch it. Found some IBC totes that had 35% hydrogen peroxide in them. Do you think they're okay to use for water storage? I do. I absolutely would use them. Mine all had mineral spirits, which can totally kill you if you ingest it. We rinsed them out a few times. And I love people, you want to see some crazy shit? Look at my IBC tote, look at my hydroponics, aquaponics video, but look at it on TikTok. These little motherfuckers have crawled out of the woodwork to tell me how that system won't work, you're calling it the wrong thing, you don't have any plants in there, it'll never grow plants, you've got the wrong fish. We've been running that thing's made thousands of pounds of food for 3 years. Like, we have been running that thing over 3 years. And every time one of these motherfuckers says some shit, I click on their shit, they don't have any fucking pictures of hydro or aquaponics. Not a fucking picture. I take a subcolor, I don't know what we're talking, Tiger and Tap, I have no idea what we're talking about. I ordered one of the Woodland stacked micros. I threw in the matching padded harness. I only did it because it showed as available. They always show as available. You're new here. I don't recognize your name. The H harnesses, hold on a second. 51 people on here. I literally say every night, every single video, hey, do you have H harnesses? No. The only way you will ever get an H harness is if you order it and you wait for it to be built. I say that literally every night. I realize that you probably are new here and had not heard that. What you can do right now, go find your confirmation email. And for anybody listening, do not ever contact me about an order unless it is in reply to your confirmation email. And what literally blows my mind is that every day motherfuckers hit me up on Facebook. You didn't fucking order it off Facebook. Because I don't even have the click-through link on Facebook connected. You can't order it from Facebook. But they always want to ask about their order. And then they don't tell me what their fucking order number is either. So, confirmation email, hit reply, and say, hey, if there's something that can ship this faster. But all you're doing is just fucking confusing your order right now. Because your H harness is sitting around here. We just built some Woodland H harnesses. So chances are, there's a good chance it already shipped and you just haven't looked at your emails, because I don't see any of them here. And other than that, we have all those cut. So that order is built and waiting to ship, or you used a code, perhaps it's waiting on a free item. Are the butt packs sold out? Yes, they are. Really hard to order a fanny pack driving in the rain, but I got it done. Right on, man. I will say this. I have an 8-year-old SOE belt and wallet, Seen a lot of salt water and still does what it needs to do. Yeah, I'll bet it smells, man. I missed it. Multicam micro rigs, are those online? They are not. Send me an email. I will put one online for you so that you can be sure to get one of those. Will we make more X beanies? No, we won't, probably. We'll do beanies, but not those. Antique multi-level mills will get close to modern flour. Good for household, not large production. And what would those cost, Brian? And in a pinch, if a person wanted to buy one tomorrow, where would they get one? eBay, maybe? Guessing flashbang. I don't know about flashbang. I saw footage when the train or the subway stopped, and there was a lot of smoke. Like my suspicion, number one, that's what you really need to see, right? Was it a military smoke? Or was it an available on the market, like an Enola Gay or, you know, one of the fucking pull string smokes? That, like, does it have fucking military law enforcement written all over this, like FBI written all over it? Or does it have fucking weirdo written all over it? Why didn't he just use a ghost gun? Like, the news media already knew that this was a Glock 17. Yeah, right. Right. Where's the ghost gun? I mean, fucking, isn't that the hot topic, ghost guns? Paul Revere, what's up? Large clothing bag has become F2 Savannah's favorite place to nap, despite me trying to hide it. Right on. Do you ever have desert night? No, we don't. Never have we ever. No. It's neat. People, it's like everything else. People want it because it's not, they don't see it all the time. And all that print on demand stuff, it's shitty Cordura. It's not good Cordura. It's not even Cordura, we should say. Large clothing bag. Saw your message. Thanks for speedy response. Yeah, that's about, what was that about? Did you buy that thing? I put one online for you. If you did not, I need to know so that I can remove it. "10 minutes into the situation, CNN has all the facts." Yes, because just like the Twin Towers, right? When the Twin Towers fell, how were they broadcasting it? How were they broadcasting it in Europe before the event took place in the United States? Hours before. Hours. Fireworks smoke. Oh, maybe like the fuse kind. Antique grain mills for house use. eBay best place is Hilltop style flea market. Always usable parts or Hilltop. You mean like Round Top, Texas? The big one in Texas? Good to see another live video. I do a live video every day, if not multiple times a day. Tennessee is great, man. What's your favorite kind of pepper, chili sauce, or jelly? People always give us jelly. We won't ever use jelly. I don't use any jelly at all. If I use anything like that, I use preserves. And the only one I really use is cherry preserves because it's mostly fruit in there. As far as pepper and stuff, we don't eat anything hot at all. And Amanda, like I know people, you know, just love to send stuff in and get feedback on it, or just, you know, hey, I love your content, here's something I made. Amanda won't ever touch any of that stuff. She doesn't eat any of it. Cody Cassidy, well, thanks for being here, even though you didn't get a notification. Good thing they all had their masks on while they were crammed into the train, yeah. Isn't that, where did this happen at? Was it New York? How could this possibly have happened when there's no handguns allowed in New York? Ever considered a padded seatbelt harness? Larger version of your pelter wrap? Yeah, every now and then people ask for them. Every now and then. We've made a few of them. Brooklyn. Isn't there no guns allowed in Brooklyn? I love jelly on pancakes. Right on. I do not. On today's podcast, you mentioned gravel driveway cost total. Would you have been better with asphalt or concrete? So asphalt, you have to work on. Would I have been better with concrete? Yes. 30 grand would not have done the concrete. I probably have 35,000 in gravel, a couple $1,000s at a time. So over the years, we've added gravel. And then when we have equipment we're running through a spot where we really do a lot of damage, we put more gravel on top of that. When we have semi trucks come through, when there's a lot of water back there and we get ruts and grooves, we put gravel on top of that. So could I have done concrete? $35,000 in concrete would not have done the driveway and in front of the shop, much less all the way around the whole entire building. So no, I couldn't have done it for that price. And I also could not have done it, $1,000, here and $2,000 there. Gun crabs are not, yeah, he had a ghost gun. Those are legal in Brooklyn. Mom, waffles and pancakes kick ass. Ever consider making a molly panel for the inside of a safe door? Yes. Why would you want a molly panel for the inside of a safe door? And I know you're like, what do you mean, John? Here's what I'm saying. Molly is fucking dead. We do Velcro panels for the inside of safe doors, and then you can use all of the cards that we make that hold all your magazines and shit, or you can use the Velcroed mesh pockets, which are way more convenient than trying to weave on a bunch of bullshit pouches that are gonna sag like a fucking diaper on the safe door. So we can do Velcro panels, and then you just screw them onto your safe door. Most of your safe doors have drywall in them or a piece of wood in them. Bill Wilson, what's up? John, can you hardtop, also known as recycle asphalt chip covered in tar, now that gravel base is down long-term? Thought. Maybe. The problem is we have gravel shifting and still sinking into the ground. If we put asphalt over the top, it's still going to sink. We're still going to have those issues. Concrete is really the way to go. It's just very expensive. Literally got a quote today to asphalt my 7,000 square foot drive, and it was 17,000. Can't imagine paving your parking lot. Plus, there are semi trucks that come through here and gravel trucks. So whatever we do, it has to be it has to be real fucking concrete or like actual roadway. We couldn't do like the bullshit Walmart fucking parking lot. Even our Walmart here, when it gets hot, you see big trucks like smushed down in the blacktop. We bring fully loaded gravel trucks through here. Like it's gotta be, real commercial shit. John, I'll send you an email. Bank is flagging the purchase via Amazon Pay. It's because you got to make a payment. They won't ever tell you that. I'm surprised you can even pay via Amazon Pay. We turned off all of our Amazon shit because our customers would constantly be like, hey, Amazon's not running. And when we would talk to our Amazon, as well as PayPal Credit would do the same thing. Even though you have the available limit, our rep, not your rep, not whoever you talk to on PayPal, we have a dude. We run so much money through, we have an account manager with PayPal, and they're like, your customer has to make a payment. And that's what it's going to be. Will I send and part of the reason too, that it's not all concrete, like especially out in front, my plan is if they stop shipping or the power goes out or they actually did lock you down to a point where we couldn't do business for a while, we would scrape all that gravel out over here and we would grow in this dirt right out front here. You think expired quick clot was, yes, the only quick clot you have to worry about being expired is the thermogenic stuff, which would burn the shit out of you anyways if you got it in blood on skin. I have a buddy named Cowie. and his whole leg looks like it was on fire from when he got shot in Ramadi, and they were putting quick clot on him, and when they pushed it, it smeared all his skin because it was so hot. It actually wiped all the skin off the meat on his leg all the way from his thigh down to his calf. The quick clot burned, but they don't have that anymore. The quick clot has none of that shit in there. It's not a thermogenic reaction any longer. Quick clot does not go bad. Paul Gomez and I had these conversations hundreds of times. Quick clot does not go bad. None of your medical shit, it doesn't go bad. None of your bandages, none of that shit with those expiration dates, it doesn't go bad. The expiration date is on the package. It is required by the FDA to put it on there, and it is so that they can sell military and agencies more product. That's literally what it's about. The date on it is on the packaging. It is not on the product. Gauze never goes bad. 50-plus-year-old mountain logging and coal mine roads as far as old hardtop roads. Right on. As long as quick clot stays dry and sealed. How long before they put the choke on Bitcoin and make us criminals from it? They can't. They're all invested in it. It's all fucking diversion. It's all panic. It's all for the normal person. It's not that, what those conversations are not for you. They're going to try to regulate the on and off ramp so that there's a transaction fee. What they're worried about, what they're upset about is you're able to maneuver without paying them taxes. You've not paid your tithing to Caesar. Your overlords want their cut. That's what it's about. All of them are invested in it. Nancy Pelosi, heavily invested. All the pensions, you have all these pensions heavily invested in Bitcoin. Chicago will pay you your fucking city employee payroll in Bitcoin if you want. So will Los Angeles. I believe it was Los Angeles. There's like 23 major cities paying employees city payroll in Bitcoin right now. All of your pension funds, all of your school pension funds, they're invested in Bitcoin. They're not going to take Bitcoin away. The explanation I've heard about medical expiration dates is that's the guaranteed sterility. You don't need fucking sterility. If you're using goddamn quick clot, they're pumping you full of fucking so many fucking battlefield medications. The medical kits you guys get are not like the medical kits the SEAL teams and the soft guys get. I've got fucking 120 refill kits here, and they come with drugs in the kit. When these guys get fucking hit, they have drugs in every refill kit already. Battlefield sterility doesn't fucking exist. You've already been entered and probably exited, or you're fucking already breached. You're missing a limb. Sterility doesn't fucking matter at all when you're using this shit. If you're gonna fucking wound pack, like, right, wound pack. If we're having this conversation, I assume you probably know something about this stuff. 99% of the shit that people use quick clot on, you could fucking achieve the bleed stop just through wound packing, right? You're gonna put 30 fucking feet of gauze, just boom, boom, boom. You're gonna put it in there and hit pressure where the bleed's at, right? You already got a fucking hole in your body. Sterility doesn't matter. Yeah, no, you cannot use tampons. Tampons do not work. Tampons actually have an anti-clotting agent in them. That is all a wives' tale. Do not use fucking tampons. And most dudes say that as a joke, but occasionally there's a dude out there that just, he's not aware of that because he heard somebody say that somewhere in history. I agree. You will be on speed mode when treating wounds. I'm a nurse, and the expirations are only really good for antibiotics, because some become toxic IV and clean, not sterile. Yeah, it's just like your ringers, right? If they get fucking ricey, you're not going to use them. If they look cloudy, and with that said, while we're having that conversation, most antibiotics do not go toxic. It's very, very few of them that actually go toxic. They lose their effectiveness, so you have to raise the dosage. And the Air Force, it was the Air Force that did all these, I believe it was Air Force or Army, spent a ton of fucking money in researching it, and you can buy the publication that tells you which drugs go bad and how many years past expiration and what to raise the dosage to make those work. know I helped a kid in a motorcycle accident and used all my gauze from my med kit. Yeah. Baking soda, cayenne pepper, and flour is a decent clotting agent. Powdered vitamin C is a good clotting agent. We use that on animals quite a bit. 5 years ago, Vegas stopped cashing checks from Cali employees. Was on old pulling the podcast. Right on. Finally got some ivermectin paste. You should listen to this whole fucking. These guys were trying to tell me about it last night. You should listen to this whole fucking crate and cobra venom, right? Crate and cobra venom. You should listen to this whole cytokine storm thing. It's an hour-long video. There seems to be more of the video. It cut off at 58 minutes. I don't know how much longer the interview went beyond that. Have you looked into geotextiles to stabilize the gravel? I've seen them. I have not looked very far into them. They do seem very promising. You could even look up geotextiles and find some little bullshit version of it on Amazon. But there is, heavy commercial grade geotextiles. There's also some that you kind of deploy that it's very rigid, so like it doesn't collapse. It really holds that gravel in place. Take 20 years of Tylenol. It works. Nasal spray decongestant is what we use to stop nose bleeds. Put on gauze. Works great. That's good info. Carried old tampons since 1900s. Fire department class taught that. I have always kept unscented tampons ever since. Better than nothing. It's not better than nothing. It is a false sense of security. Even if you had a channel wound like that, that tampon won't keep that person alive. That dude will bleed to death inside while you have plugged maybe the hole where the blood's coming out. You have to wound pack. You have to put that down in the channel. You have to get to the bleed. We dispose a lot of expired items at my job, and Quick Clot is coming up real. Take them home, dude. And if you don't want them, put them in a box and send them to me. We dispose a lot. Have you looked into geotextiles? Did you get info on Robert about our product? Baking. I think I've read all these. of these. Cellox just as good. Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. I don't know a whole lot about Cellox. I know Cellox had some shit that you push these beads up in there. I've seen different things. You just can't beat the Z-fold fucking Quick Clot. It's very compact. We know it works. I think Cellox was in some of the medical kits, but for the most part, whether it's Navy or Marine Corps, even all the Army stuff, the 18 Delta stuff, everything I've seen is fucking Quick Clot. Sounds like it's raining now. Have a perfect concrete gravel drive that never disappears into the earth. Best way to add to a gravel drive is to dig down a little over a foot. Dump the biggest gravel after you put felt down, then layer every grade of gravel. You can finish off with limestone dust. So like the tailings. 5.7 I think is what we use. 5.7s. Crush and run. Like we have a lot of. This was a gravel pit, and when it gets wet, it's mud. Cellox gauze seems to work fairly well, but I would stick with Quick Clot. Is the rat tourniquet crap? I've heard so much conflicting. It stops blood. If you're hit with, let's say you cut your hand off, do you want me to not use the rat's tourniquet? I know there's a ton of people selling other shit. I know there's a ton of people pushing that shit. Has the rats, yes or no, has the rats stopped bleeding and saved people's life? I love the rats have more than a half dozen. You can just put it in your pocket. I mean, you can put a cat in your pocket too. I've sold thousands of both of them. I have them on the website. We see a lot of dudes order the rats. I'm not, and why is that? A cat costs a couple dollars more. Is that why? I don't think that's why they order them. I think it's the convenience that they can just carry it so small. You could put a rat's tourniquet through your belt loops with your belt and never even know you have the thing on. Celox we use more for bleeding dialysis IV sites because they're on blood thinners, stick with quick clot for large wounds. Always like seeing the giraffes. Do you guys know who owns Rats Tourniquet? Like, do you know who that dude is? You ever seen any interviews with him? Does anybody have any idea who owns Rats Tourniquets? Who the designer of Rats Tourniquets is? Not just an SF guy, he's a CAG dude. He was a fucking Delta dude. You should, Kirkham. You should find Kirkham, the Kirkham interview with James, and listen to him talk about all the fucking nonsense out on the internet, all the dudes talking shit about the fucking Rats Tourniquet. Listen to Kirkham's interview. Better alternative to stable. Look at Pride G and Pride D. You can buy it at Camping World. If you have one near you, you can buy it off Amazon. Solar regulator, I swear, by Red Arc. Yeah, Red Arc's fucking awesome. There's nothing better than Red Arc. It's also fucking very expensive. If you look at packaging in USA, every bandage translates to tampon. 100% I was brainwashed to it, thought better than nothing, and had wife and now daughter in cars and bags. Celox is nasty stuff. Don't get that in your eyes. Permanent blindness. And I know there's somebody like, why would I get that in my eyes? Under a stressful situation, how many times have you had something on your hands not thinking about it? And then you rub your face or you rub your eyes later. I don't know how much would have to get into your eyes. I was not aware of that. That's the same can be said about super glue, though. You get super glue in your eyes, I believe it causes permanent blindness also. Direct pressure bandage, Celox, quick clot, tourniquet, tension pneumothorax, major trauma. Jaeger used to have Pride G on his Amazon page, but that was a while ago. Jaeger has Pride G because I told Jaeger about Pride G. Wind is the enemy. Wind is the what's the wind is the enemy thing about? Spread asphalt millings, spray it with diesel. It'll bond, creating a crust. Really help reduce dust. Where are you located, and when can you be here to do that? Semi-thecone for gas out your hand. Have you heard any news from James? I have not heard anything from James. James tags me and stuff every day. James posts a ton of content. If you're not seeing it, it's only because you're not looking for it. One thing I've learned is not to keep black nitrile gloves in your kits. It's hard, yeah, you can't see blood on them. They look cool though, don't they? Because I had a ton of black nitrile gloves. Yeah. Yeah, Eli said that from day one. He uses like the light blue ones, or they've got fucking fluorescent green ones now, all kinds of colors. And then a lot of it too, what does it look like under night vision? Bobby, have a good night, man. Applying Celox outdoor for a gunshot. If it's windy, the Celox, oh, gotcha, I understand now. Any of you guys seen the targeted marketing on Facebook for a Swiss bar? This is a Swiss bar right here. But there's a Swiss bar that's curved, and there's several of them. These are definitely not the first guys to make them, but there's a curved one, and it has a point loop, has a loop right here, so you can use it on cables also. But it's fucking, I want to get, I think I'm gonna buy one of them. It's narrower than this one, and I want to use it just for shoulders, for shoulder press. They also have a badass easy curl bar, and the ends are all gold, like gold nitride or gold nitrile or whatever that coating is on there. They're pretty badass. I got the black one because I couldn't get them super cheap through Zepp product suppliers right off. I remember some of the tourniquet story. The owner of Rats talked about how the cats didn't fit in his kid's arm or leg. I remember my dad carrying sulfur powder for wounds. Is the Rats TCCC rated? It is not. And why is it not? That's the question. Why is it not? It's not because it failed. So look into this. If you're asking the question, you obviously know the answer. You already knew that it was not TCCC rated. Why? You also know that, so go ahead and type that out. And while we're having this conversation, I have no financial interest in any of this. I don't have any tourniquets to sell you at all. I have boxes of tourniquets in here that are not for sale. And I have every tourniquet you can possibly fucking buy. Hundreds of them probably. I don't have any to sell. I have no financial interest in this conversation whatsoever. Thoughts on free weight bench over machines? I think there's a place for both of them, right? Free weights, you could do everything you need to do with free weights. Machines obviously cost more. Most home owners, most home workout guys are not going to have machines, right? With that said, free weights, if you have injuries, you can continue to train in some manner with machines or with independent, isolateral machines like these. So when I have an injury on my left side, I can still push this into place with my right hand assist and then lift this side and still train somewhat. And then as well with cables as well as dumbbells. White House letting us know inflation will be extraordinarily elevated. They're claiming 8.5. Do you even believe that? Do you really believe that inflation's only 8.5? They're warming you up to this. I don't know why they tell you anything at all. I mean, I don't know why they're saying anything. What do they hope to achieve by it? 12. What? Oh, they're saying 12%. No, I've seen it both ways, approved and not. When I was working security, they only told me to carry TCCC. Got it. Inculcation, what is that? Inculcation? Yeah, it's Putin. This is Putin's, guys. All your gas prices, it's Putin. Just remember that, it's Putin. Putin. Putin, Nanny. If shit hit the fan were to happen, have you made any plans as to how to gauge who gets let into the compound, skills, friends, family, etc.? Yeah. Yeah. I have. We have. They have. You probably better be here if shit hits the fan. What kind of shit hit the fan are we talking about, right? If it comes to the point where shit really has gone down, you probably ain't getting here. Even if your plan was to come here, even if we said, yes, you're welcome here, you probably ain't getting here. Hey, John, just got off dropping ceramic tile. Okay, what does that mean? Sam, what's up, buddy? Latest tourniquet tests are available online from TCCC. Tests and why they were approved and not approved. Chuck, was the rat's tourniquet tested under TCCC? At gym now, right on. Rats is not hard to apply self-aid. That's the only reason on the rats. Walking Dead stuff. Walking Dead. I don't know. What are we talking about? Walking Dead stuff. If I can get this remote work job, I would love to be in Tennessee. I love Tennessee, guys. There's water here. We don't have any drought problems. We seem to be having more tornadic activity than normal. I think that's man-made. If it's not, maybe it's the grand solar minimum and the shift of patterns, so the temperatures are changing, which causes tornadoes. Everybody talks about the things I got a kid showed up here this week, walked in the door fucking Monday, and he's like, I'm here to work for you. I came from Texas. Okay, where do you plan to stay? I'm gonna sleep in my truck until I get something else figured out. How long do you plan to do that? Until I have something else figured out. He was here yesterday, he was here today, he'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, Tornado Alley does seem to have widened east. They've been saying it for a couple years now. It's called spring. Pacification of public by repeating propaganda or even just certain narratives. Oh, yeah, it's telegraphing the punch. It's almost like desensitizing you, right? Because if they came out all in one day and they're like, hey, there's a virus, guys. You can't leave your houses. We're only going to leave big corporations open, and we're going to make the economy of all small-scale businesses fail, and we're going to put 50% of all restaurants out of business. You guys would have drugged them out of the fucking castles and beat them in the streets. You would have hung them and fucking chopped their heads off. Why is it that there's a major pandemic, right? They told you all these people are going to die. We're going to lose 10% of the population of the world, right? So we're going to lock you. We got to have quarantines, guys, but they're not going to start till next month. What fucking sense does that make? We got to have quarantines, guys. They're not going to start till next month. You got to wear masks, but not for 3 weeks. But they said it did not meet criteria because it's not 1.5. Got it. And of course, not wilderness, but it works. I know someone on the testing committee, he said, like others, it's rigged. What's the thing that can fucking sense heartbeat, right? What's the little machine? You put the tourniquet on, and then they test the limb. Is it Doppler radar? Is it Doppler or ultrasound and there's no heartbeat, right? That's how we know they work. Thoughts on how many ARs should you have? Is it worth buying an AR-10? John, do you have a 308 rifle? Do you need a 308 rifle? Why an AR-10? Why not a FAL? Why not an M1A1? I mean, I know why not an M1A1, but that's just that's the conversation. Why not a G1? G1 super heavy, fucks your brass up, but why not a FAL? You want an AR-10? Buy you an AR-10, man. How many ARs do you need? How many ARs are you going to leave the house with? How much ammo do you have? Do you already have 1 million rounds of ammo? Do you have your water and your food stocked up? I mean, how many ARs do you need? Do you have a really good AR, or do you have an AR that you put together from pieces? And pulse oxes are cheap, guys. Pulse oxes, you can buy them on Amazon. They are not very expensive. China has robot dogs flying the streets, megaphones. Not only do they have robot dogs, buddy, there are a lot of videos. You can see them on Tim Pool and Shapiro. They're pretty mainstream at this point. Lots of people in China in high-rise apartment complexes opening their windows and on their balconies have pushed their refrigerators out to show that they are empty. They have put big sticker seals over the doors, and the government is bringing food every other day, supposedly. But the residents are saying they're not being fed. There are people throwing themselves off the balcony, saying they would rather die than starve. And what is happening? Not the robot dogs, drones. Drones come flying up and tell them, go back in your house, obey COVID laws, and stop your screaming and singing. Been spending my money on storage food and ways to make food instead of guns at this point. You need to have guns, but you don't need, so that's what guys want to do, right? When you get into the prepping thing, I'm a prepper. So I need to buy a $60,000 Forerunner, and then I need to put a fucking $4,000 bumper and winch on the front. And then I need $2,500 on the back so I can carry a couple fuel cans. I better lift it because I might have to drive over some shit, so I probably need bigger tires in case when I'm, got to run through the crowds of zombies, I probably need some bigger tires. I get it, man. I get it. It's fun, and it's multi-purpose, and it's some prep that you get to use every day. I understand it. Do you own those trucks, though, or does the bank own that truck? I didn't see the drones part. Man, just go to Tim Pool or Timcast and just scroll through some of the videos. You'll see plenty of content. Or just put in Chinese COVID drone or whatever. I'll bet you find it. We are seeing things in the world most only seen before on video games. Yes, you are absolutely correct, buddy. Talking with a gal who in Shanghai said they called her down to get checked. She went back up, and there was an alarm installed on her door outside. 95 Ford Bronco. 95 Ford. So like the OJ Bronco. I like it. You got one of those, Chris? Like a Chevy Blazer, but not as good. I'm fucking with you. And I'm always saying that because I don't have a Bronco. I do not like the new Broncos. I would love for you to have a new Bronco, Chris, but I don't like the new Broncos. Mass sanitized stadiums with drones as well that they all want to spray on our heads. They obviously have the capability to, right? Greeks and Romans used a stick and leather strap as a tourniquet. Just have to cut blood flow. Could you imagine the surgeries they were doing back then? Back to the gun dude, whoever asked that. Do you have an AR, right? Do you have an AR? And have you taken classes? Like, have you taken training? Why don't, if you've got an AR, why don't you come take a fighting rifle class at TAC Response here? or or a class someplace wherever you are. Not a gun shooting. That's the difference. There are plenty of schools out there that teach shit, right? When most dudes tell you they train, they're not. It's not the same thing. They are gun shooting. They are not training. They are not gun fighting. They are gun shooting. New Broncos are hideous, worse than the stupid Jeep truck. I really don't have a problem with Jeep trucks. And if I was like, hey, we're going to buy a Jeep truck, Amanda would be like, awesome, we're buying a new truck. It's more of a, it's just some funny thing. She does not like the Jeep trucks. I saw a fucking badass. Any truck on 37s to me is pretty badass. New Broncos are hideous. So many people own cars and property, but they've never held a title or deed in their hands. Day I see COVID drone is when I start daily skeet. It's camo with big bump, big bump, big bump. Chevy K5. I had a K5. I can do almost, well, I can do everything with the Suburban that I can do with a K5. And if you have a K5 or a Suburban, you should check the dudes out of Colorado that do the shackle flip. And like, you can run 35s and 36, you can run 37s on that truck and not put any lift on that fucking thing. You just have to do different fenders or cut body, right? There's a lot of things you can do to get that thing up in the air and still keep it relatively low. You can drink the keep truck. I already have a perfect truck. Civilian training is way better than military infantry training. It's my wife's Bronco, and she's a lot smarter than OJ. I think I've read all of them. 275, 55, 20 with rear level. You got to talk to me. You got to talk to me in American numbers, buddy. I don't know. What is 275? What is that? Come on. Come on. I'm walking backwards. No, I know what it is, but what is it in inches? Sport truck. Yeah, no, I know what it is, but what is that in inches? We're in America, motherfucker. Yes, that's the mouse trap that doesn't catch any fucking mice. We don't really have mouse problems here. We definitely have mice here. But they can get away from him. They can get places he can't get to. 31, okay, there we go. And half my vehicles out there don't have inches on the tires. But if we're talking truck size, you gotta, I know what a 33 is. I know what a 31 is. I know what 37s are. I know what 40s and 44s are. I know what 56s are. Like, you can tell me that and I can point on my body how tall that is. 20-inch low pro, got it. All right, multicam micro rigs are going to come up quickly. If you want one, send me an email. Woodland, the first time we've ever run them in Woodland, 6 mag stacked rigs are being made right now. 8 mags will go after that. If you want one, send me an email. 75 CJ5, 401 V8 swap, 35s, right on. That thing's got to fucking suck on the freeway. Just because of the fucking semi-truck, you know, the fucking roadway wobble. 6 vehicles from 8-inch lift 95 Yukon. That's a fucking lot of lift on a Yukon. You got to be fucking eating that. Did you do a straight axle swap on that thing? I say that because I have a 95 Yukon, and it eats the shit out of fucking front end parts. $65. Yeah, we we had a dude named Brad worked for me. Him and his wife Acacia, and they followed us out to Vegas in their Jeep, and my God, that thing fucking just driving beside him. It's doing this the whole way to Las Vegas. Will a Rallyman pouch fit on the end of a 6-man stack rig? A 6-mag? It will, yeah. You have 2 columns on both of those. So you could put a 6-mag, you could put the Rallyman, which holds 3 mags, M4 mags. And then you could put a compact tear-off on the other side. Yes, you can. And that rig includes the H harness. The death wobble. So that might be what you're calling it, but a death wobble is when you hit a certain speed. Like I used to hit a certain speed. I think it was 55 in my K5 Blazer, and my front end would my tires would do this. My steering wheel would go nuts. But as soon as I got to 60, it would stop. But if I was at 55, that's where it would go fucking nuts at. Is that Amanda's friend that lives in the bird cage, Ned, next to her desk? Yeah. Yeah. So this is actually a ferret cage. And we have a lot of cats outside, and this cat wants to go outside until it's outside. And we don't want it packing up with them. So it actually sleeps all day or whenever we have an event. As soon as everybody's gone, the cat is out. The cat's been out of the fucking cage since 5 o'clock. When Amanda cracks open a can of food, the cat will come running from no matter where he is, go back up in there and eat, and then go right back to bed. Even if you left the door open, the cat would be in there. He'd go right back in that cage. You suggest a full plate carrier with pouches attached, body armor separate. John, do you want to be able to use all that shit without the body armor? Like, and if you had to strip down, right? If you needed to crawl through something, would you like to be able to take that rig off? I mean, it'd be nice to have 10 setups, right? For whatever your application is. But if you buy a stacked micro rig or a micro rig or any of these chest rigs, couldn't you just put them over armor? Of course you could. Of course you could. If you have all your shit on your armor, do you always have to wear the armor? You do. You do. You can also take these and use them on your armor because they have Velcro on the back of them. The bigger rigs, the stacked mag rigs, like the 6-mag and 8-mag, those are more warfighter rigs. They do not have the Velcro on the back. You are not going to stick them onto your armor, but they will go nicely over your armor. Duck walking is the vehicle bouncing up and down. Death wobble is side to side. Got it. I've never heard it called duck walk. And the rigs will free float on your armor when not planned. When not planned. I don't know, Brian. I mean, I only make this shit. What do I know? I mean, I don't know who you are. So, I mean, I don't know your background. I know that you're on my videos and we talk online in this manner. I mean, you could be the most badass Delta dude. You could be a SEAL. I don't know. I can tell you that for fucking 25 years, we made all this shit and the SEALs used it. I can tell you that there are Army dudes right now buying rigs and they still use that shit. It's what you want to do. Like, I don't know Brian Fraser. Let me say that since we're having this publicly and you're asking my advice and he's giving you advice. Brian could be 500 pounds and Brian could be the most fit motherfucker winning the CrossFit and the tactical games in the world. Just remember, and you're asking my advice, you've never seen me in gear. You don't see me running around in gear either. So just remember, when dudes are giving you advice on the internet, if you can't click on their name and go to a page where they have fucking tons of photos and videos of doing what they say, just be cautious of who you take advice from. And that includes me too. That includes me also. I'm a nurse. Can see how a chest rig would function for both medical and fighting. The micro rigs and the chest rigs, how much let's say this, right? How much fighting have you done in your life? I don't know your background. I don't know what kind of nurse you are, but how many times have you been in a gunfight? If you're out on the farm or the ranch or whatever, you can still wear one of these rigs. You can put water bottles in the pocket. You can have a couple mags. You can have a rifle on the rack or in the basket of your gun. You could have some gardening tools. You can still use that shit. You go out shooting on the weekends, you can still use that shit. You got to put it on over armor, you can still use that shit. Gas was $3.55 yesterday and $3.80 today. So gas has actually gone down in price here. It was actually like $3.69, whereas it was right at $4 just a week ago. Gas has actually gone down in price here. Diesel is what's really bad. Yes, diesel. $5 a gallon still. I used a rig on my boat years ago. Radio, flares, tools, right on. And also, right? How many sets of armor are you going to have? You want a slick, fast, go rig type kit, you know? Fucking armor, awesome. What if you want to put your armor on and put a fucking windbreaker over it, under it, you know, over it? What if your things truly get a little worse and while you're out moving around or whatever, you want to carry armor, but you don't want to have all that shit, right? Those packs look nice. Thanks. I'm not sure which ones we're talking about, but my real answer is everything we make is nice, motherfucker. That's my real answer. But I don't know what you're actually looking at. People that work here, they're like, man, that's pretty nice. I go, yeah, we don't make shit that's not fucking nice. Like, we make the best shit. Like, all that stuff I say on video, I actually believe. I think it's funny when dudes are around people I know and, you know, we say things over and over and over. I go, you know, I actually believe that shit, right? Because they'll say something stupid. I'm not saying your comment was stupid, but like people that are close to me, I'm like, you know, all that motivational shit that I say, like, I actually believe that. That means I expect you to do it too. Was that nuclear war survival skills? Yes, it is. There's a lot. I have a lot of books. I'm building a library. I have tons of books, but I'm adding to the ones I don't. There's a lot of good content that's on direct marketing for Facebook and Instagram. And when you click on the thing and you got to scroll through their 20 pages of bullshit to find out it's all fucking digital copy, right? And if you buy this, so you'll buy the one book, and then they want to add on 20 other things before they'll let you check out. But they're only digital. You can only get the one thing on book. I'm not buying shit digital copy right now. I'm buying only fucking books. Watch video of Ukraine military just standing in the road talking. Thought Russian tank was a Ukraine tank. Bad mistake. One round took them all out. 2 armored rigs, 2 lightweight, right on. Tyler Mallory. Why the fuck can I not pronounce your name? Tyler. What carriers you running, buddy? What do you like? Just seems to work no matter what chest rig wise, whether hunt gear or desert. Old flak jacket I had. Chest rigs are super useful, adjustable, not stuck to one thing. Yes. Yes. Yep. John, love the leather duffel bag. Please make it again. And what would be the estimated cost? Well, did you buy the other one? Did you win the auction on it? I've made a few of them. They all went for over $2,000. An actor. Not only is he an actor, he was like a Saturday Night Live actor. My bookshelf broke. Filing cabinets work pretty good for storing books and publications and stuff. And if you had them in a filing cabinet and your fucking roof gave in and got wet or something, they're pretty well protected in a filing cabinet. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. You guys have a good night. If you need something, send me an email. If you're sending me an email about an order, make sure you reply to your order confirmation. How many mesh pockets can I get inside a day pack and a mini pack? In a mini pack, you can put 4 small mesh pockets. In a day pack, you can put 8 small mesh pockets, or you could put 4 large mesh pockets. Actually, you can put more than that in a day pack because the other pocket is also Velcro lined. But 4 will fit on one panel. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Good night.